All right, we're back. This is every Thursday. We do this chat. It's called Weekly Music Report. I'm Darryl.
I'm Cam from Indie Week.
And we're at the Indie Week office, downtown Toronto. And basically we just talk stuff regarding music, things going on, events, our festival, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
what we did last week, what we're doing this week.
Yep. I got a new haircut. So,
there you go. Birthday haircut.
Yeah. Well, no, just a haircut.
I didn't.
You need a trim, Cam.
I need a trim. I do. Every 3 days. If anyone from Gillette's out there, send some blades. Getting expensive.
There we go. Sponsorship in the making.
Yes. Why not?
Cool. All right. So first up, we're going to talk about, I guess, what we did last week.
Yeah. Last Thursday, I was talking about going to a show at the Dakota with Hutch, Lenny Bull and the Main Offenders, and Brandy Alexander's. It was a great show to see all three bands. I'd seen Hutch before, obviously. They played Indie Week last year and made it to the finals. Great band from Windsor. Brandy Alexander's also from Windsor. They were really fun. I quite liked them a lot. And Lenny Bull, who I've never heard of, and the Main Offenders, she was fantastic. And she reminded me of a woman called Marshall Chapman. So if you're an alt country fan, you have to go back a few decades. Just Google Marshall Chapman and pick up a couple of her albums, because Steve Earle once said she's a good old boy. She's allowed on the bus anytime. And when you get that sort of validation from Steve Earle, you're doing something interesting. And Lenny had a lot of Marshall Chapman in her, which I think is really cool.
And that was at the Dakota?
That was at the Dakota last Thursday night. And just prior to that, I went down to the Roland Center, Roland Instruments, on King Street. Beautiful showroom with all their stuff out, and like they have so much gear. It's unbelievable. DJ gear, stomp boxes, amps, keyboards, and they do a series of songwriting circle, basically, with my friend Blair Packham and Stephen Stanley from Lowest of the Low, and artists come and they either perform a tune live or play an MP3, and then everyone sits and there's probably 30 odd people there. Sit around and discuss the song, and it was really one-on-one, lots of positive feedback for everyone, and it was a really cool event. And hats off to Roland for doing it, and hats off to Blair and Stephen for stepping up and moderating and giving some great advice to aspiring songwriters and older songwriters as well. So it was a really cool event.
I had a phone call come in. First time I've had that.
Wow.
I'll get back to you, Alex. A couple of shout-outs. I noticed Sarah is watching, probably from Denmark, hopefully, or in Denmark. She is from Denmark, in Denmark. And also Jennifer Hall, who we'll be seeing tonight. We'll talk about that in a bit.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to mention is early bird deadline for applications is coming up. We extended it.
Yeah.
Our website was hacked a little while ago, so we extended our early bird applications. So basically February 20th.
Yeah, Tuesday. Next Tuesday?
Next Tuesday is our deadlines for Indie Week Canada. And you can apply at canada.indieweek.com/apply. All the info is there. It's only $10. So if you're thinking of applying to Indie Week, do it before next Tuesday, because it's otherwise it goes up to I think 20 and then 30, 35 and all that. So and then also Indie Week UK applications are open, and note it's for UK and European artists, and that's at uk.indieweek.com/apply.
And that'll be in Manchester in October.
Right. And there's a few other things that are kind of in the works. I had a couple of cool calls today. And then I guess let's talk about this week and
Tonight. Tonight, at 7 o'clock at the Gladstone Hotel, Wavelength and City Hall Live are presenting a free forum. These happen all over the city all the time, and every aspiring artist, manager, agent, whatever, should be going to these when they're free, especially. This one is called Beyond the Core, Migrating Toronto's Music and Art Scene. So it's about the art scene in Toronto. Is not just about downtown Toronto. It's about Etobicoke. It's about North York. It's about Scarborough, and starting off in those places and maybe getting yourself down to downtown and bigger venues and stuff like that. But everyone thinks Toronto is just this small little core. It's a huge city. There's 5 million people in the greater metropolis. So it's a panel of, how you can start to build your career maybe outside of Toronto. And there's also going to be a performance there by a young hip hop artist called Just John. So
Right.
that will be cool.
It's an interesting conversation, like, because, the hard part is really what is outside of the core. Mm-hmm. That's the issue. It's like, what venue do you know in Etobicoke?
Right.
Do you know any?
Yeah, the Rock Pile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they mostly do cover kind of bands and stuff like that, like classic, right? And then what venues in North York?
Yeah, it's a different time and place. So I don't know these places, so that's
my point.
Yeah.
My point is what venues, right? So I think that's the biggest issue is educating people if and where are these venues.
Right.
It would be good to see a thriving scene in all of the GTA where artists can actually play shows that aren't just in the downtown core. They can go to North York, Scarborough, Etobicoke, and so on. But right now, is it really a viable thing?
I don't know. That's why I'm going to go tonight. It might be about art spaces in those places and non-traditional venues and how to build an audience.
Exactly. So that's my point. The fact is nobody knows in the downtown core.
Right. Because back in the day, you would build up your sets, playing the Nobby for a couple of weeks, and you'd work your way downtown. You'd play the Nobby. The Nobby, he's not from Toronto. The Nob Hill Hotel. If you were Gatto, you'd go out and play for a week at the Nob Hill in Scarborough, and that would get you to the Gasworks ultimately. So
right.
It's a new time, it's a new era, and this is a new way of doing business.
But I think it's an important thing, like exactly how it was in the past, was you had to earn your way in. Mm-hmm. And I think that's sort of lost right now. And I think, it would be healthy to have venues in places that are not the downtown core and go to the people rather than trying to get the people to you in the downtown core too. Because, I find a lot of people stay local these days.
Yeah.
Like they don't, I know for me, it's hard to get me past Bloor. Like north of Bloor, I went to Downsview earlier this week, and that was like, wow.
Day trip?
There's a whole bunch of stuff up here. So, but yeah, it's just, that's how it is. Yeah. We all kind of localize, and I think that, GTA is growing, and there's stuff out there. Hey, Single by Sunday, I see that. Happy birthday, thank you, I appreciate it. Love you guys, we'll see you soon.
Yeah, next couple weeks.
Yeah, so anyways, it's going to be a real cool conversation going on. It's at the Gladstone tonight, 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's free.
It is free.
Right? So this is, again, another thing, it should be packed full of musicians. Mm-hmm. It should, if you're in a band, support this stuff, and this is a great place to network and know what's happening.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm going to be just broken record on that stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Because, man, I just don't see it happening as much as it should. And it's disappointing because we have to create the scene, we have to make the community, and we have to go out and support. Mm-hmm. So, with that said, also tonight is, it's my birthday party. My birthday was yesterday. I never celebrate on the actual Valentine's Day because it sucks. But, here I've got a thing going on tonight, but, we do, and we're going to this other event before our own event. Mm-hmm. So, that's what I mean. Just go out and support.
Yeah.
So that means go to Gladstone at 7, and then head over to the ballroom for around 9:30. Bands start at 10. We've got Six at Best. We've got Marlon Chaplin, and we also have
Black Dog Ballroom.
All good friends, and I'm really looking forward to tonight. I haven't been out in a long time where just relax and enjoy the night. So that's what tonight's about. Also, cover is free. We're trying to build a night where we can have indie bands. They get paid. It's a free cover. So come out and support this night, because if it keeps going and building, we have a night then that bands get paid for. And it's something that we want to do, right? So come out, support it, regardless if it's my birthday or not. It really doesn't matter.
And if you're not in a band and just a music fan, come down and see some great music. We're not going to put bad music on stage. So.
Exactly. And Six at Best is also a band that came through Seneca. So a cool young rock band, and thanks to Seneca, who's been partners with us for a while. And Yeah, you know, it's just come out and support.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
And see a new stage, you know, see a new venue, much like what this panel is about earlier in the evening.
Exactly.
If you've never been to the ballroom, you think it's a bowling alley, it's more than that. There's an upstairs and there's live bands.
Right. It's like a restaurant bar kind of thing, so it's good food, good booze. Let's have fun.
It's all good.
All right.
We still have a pair of tickets for Saturday night at the Carlton Cinema for Chasing the Blues. If you want them, let us know today. 7 o'clock, Toronto Black Film Festival, Indie Week and Real Indie Film Fest are presenting Chasing the Blues. We'd love to give away this pair of tickets to someone, so just put it on our Facebook wall. If you'd like to go, then I will get in touch with you and tell you what the procedure is for Saturday night at 7 o'clock at the Carlton. The Toronto Black Film Festival kicked off last night with a sold-out screening, which is fantastic. There's been lots of press about it, and it goes till Sunday. So,
yeah,
it's a great film festival.
Yeah, absolutely. We have to support these kinds of things. You know, I just talked about support, but it's important to support a lot of cultural events in the city. Let's make this a great city. You know.
Yeah.
Then there was something else I was going to mention, and I can't remember. I don't know.
Okay.
So. There's lots of stuff going on in the news right now. And I think we all know the stuff that's going on with like sexual allegations happening in all different aspects. I think it's a very bad thing that has happened to a lot of people, and I think it's important that open discussions happen.
In all fields, in politics, in music, in television, in film, everywhere, in society, basically.
Yeah. And exactly, and I think if there's any kind of positive that comes out of it, is now's the time to discuss, now's the time to educate, and move forward in a positive light. I think that, you know, a lot of the issues have been people not talking about stuff. You know, and tying it into with what we're trying to do is like we do have our conference, Indie 101, and we have a health and wellness day. And so I think that we're going to try to include an open discussion where people can bring up topics and can talk about experiences and like we got to move forward in a positive light. So hopefully, you know, we can put something together that can help educate people because there's a lot of stuff going on and we have to move forward.
We have to talk about it, and that's what, as you said, Health and Wellness Day is all about, and education. It's like how to conduct yourself in certain situations in society nowadays.
Well, exactly. You know, like I talked before about my nephew. He's in the WHL. Good job, Robbie. And you know, like it's like they're told they have to show up in a suit. They have to conduct themselves a certain way, and you know that's the farm league or junior league before hitting the big time in NHL. And I think in a lot of entertainment business, there is no education on how to conduct yourself when you get into power, when you get into like a point where people are looking up to you, and I think that's a responsibility. So. So, you know, let's talk. Let's keep this discussion kind of going, and let's develop something that we can present at Health and Wellness Day at Indie Week that can help everybody.
Yeah.
You know, got to move forward in a positive light.
There's a lot of things you are never taught. How to treat a doorman, how to treat a sound guy. Even when you're beginning, it's a full day of education, to say the least. You could start at, you know, your first gig to... you know, at your local bar being fourth on the bill to headlining the ACC. Yeah. The rules change, but if you have the basics covered, they will carry you through all the way.
Absolutely. So. I had a talk with in one of my meetings about the security guys. And the fact is, like, you know, when I'm traveling and stuff and going to showcases and stuff, I actually spend a lot of time with the security guy. Because if I go back to that place, he's the guy that's going to let me in. Right? And, you know, hopefully without paying cover sometimes because, you know, guest list is good.
Yeah, well, that was like, you know, talking about the Mud Club last week, and that's what you know, Richard did, was there. He was the keeper.
Yeah, that's it, exactly.
Keep you out.
So, but yeah, so anyways, we're going to keep this kind of discussion going, and, you know, if you are interested in posting a potential topic that we could discuss, post it on our wall, or there's also on the Indie 101 site, there's like be a panelist. You can click there and send us some info. Yeah. But just wanted to say that, you know, I think the time's now to talk, and now's the time to educate, and so let's stop things from happening in the future.
Yeah.
Is that, yeah, it's tough.
Yep. We had a few more shows to talk about coming up this week as well. February 16th to 18th at the Old Nick, which is a great bar at Broadview and Danforth. Ask for Chris Cherry at the bar and try the onion rings. Matt Groupie is having Groupie Folk. So there's bands playing like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, matinees, all sorts of great acoustic artists. Once again, a venue you might not know about, Broadview and Danforth. There's a great record shop, Mike's, right next door. Go check it out. Matt will be playing tonight as well as at the ballroom. Another quick one, February 28th, my friend Robin Black will be doing his one-man show at the Rivoli. I've seen the preview of the show. I went and saw it a couple weeks ago. Robin was a rock and roll star. Robin's an UFC commentator. Robin's a true original. He's got a great story, and it's really interesting. That'll be coming to the Riv on February 28th.
I should go to that.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. He's actually taking over to Ireland as well, so you have to let a few of your friends in Dublin know that he's coming over there in a couple months.
Do you know where he is in Ireland?
No, but we can find that out. I saw him post it today, so I know he's going to Ireland.
Yeah.
Another old friend, Carol Pope, Rough Trade, March 8th at Hughes Room for National Women's Day. And if you've never seen Carol Pope live, she's fantastic. She's one of the true iconic people in this business of ours since the 70s, and the Bullwhip Brothers, and playing Grossman's Tavern, to winning Junos, writing amazing songs. She broke a lot of doors. She didn't open a lot of doors. She smashed right through them. So if you've never seen Carol, March 8th at Hughes Room, which is a great venue, and we're glad it's still there.
Right.
And then one more, I guess, March 29th at the Great Hall. Dave Bedini started a paper called the West End Phoenix. There's going to be a benefit show for that newspaper, which I get delivered to my door once a month, which is fantastic. Congratulations, Dave. Rio Statics, Tom Wilson, Whitehorse, Alex Lifeson, March 29th, the Great Hall. Pay what you can as a benefit for the West End Phoenix. You can go to the Six Shooter website or the West End Phoenix website. Like Alex Lifeson from Rush, come on, at the Great Hall, pay what you can. And for a great cause, about a newspaper that's still a newspaper, and those days are dying. And
we've got to go to this.
Yeah,
yeah,
that'll be a fantastic night.
Everybody go to that.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
And register soon, because I saw Dave post something a few minutes ago. It's like RSVPs are going quickly, so go to the Six Shooter site or the West End Phoenix site and register to make sure you get your name on the list, and then pay what you can when you get to the door.
All right, let's do that.
Yeah.
Everybody sign up.
Yeah.
Can we make sure that the link's posted on our wall?
Yeah,
We're going to make sure the link's posted on our wall. So there you go. I like that. And I actually I saw a note here, and I do want to talk about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Announced today. You want to say
Announced today. Smashing Pumpkins at ACC. That was my generation, so I'm pretty excited about this one. So because I saw some tweets a couple days ago, I was watching, following online, where they put a countdown clock on their website, and there's a lot of speculation, like now's the reunion starting to happen, but apparently they're not including Darcy in the reunion. So something happened, something went down. But
are they putting Melissa off tomorrow?
I don't know. See, more controversy and what's happening. If anybody knows, message us here, because I want to know. Yeah. And I haven't had time to look again. But so Darcy's not included. At least that's what I read in some tweets. And people are miffed about it. Darcy's part of the deal, right?
Well, I could do a throwback Thursday now then, because I went across Canada with the Somersault tour, which was Our Lady Pieces tour. Smashing Pumpkins were on it. I was with the Foo Fighters, Trouble Charger, Eve 6.
Oh, wow.
Went coast to coast. Sum 41 was on the back of the Trouble Charger bus. They were like on the second or third stage, just starting.
Right.
But one night we were in Edmonton.
Of course, my hometown.
We all went to White Tab and had a bunch of drinks. And we had a night off. And it was fantastic. We went back to the hotel. And Max from Eve 6, I think they're coming to Toronto as well pretty soon, was in the hotel lobby at a grand piano playing Fountains of Wayne songs, acoustic. And it was fantastic. We were all standing around giggling and watching Max play. And then Billy walks in his long black trench coat, floor to ceiling, bald. We called him the Dark Lord. He towered over and just listened to one song, politely applauded, then walked off into the night. That was my Smashing Pumpkins throwback Thursday.
Nice.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, and that was on White Ave.
No, we were back at the hotel.
Okay.
Yeah, but we were on White Ave warming up. Yeah.
What year would that have been around?
Oh my God. I was at BMG late 90s Somersault, I guess.
Ooh, I was in Toronto then.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess, yeah.
But
I missed a good one.
It was a fun tour, really fun tour.
Yeah.
We've got a little bit of press and podcast business going on right now as well. You've done a couple interviews. Part 2 of the IndieCan interview.
Right. Yeah, so IndieCan, I did an interview with IndieCan. That's Joe Chisholm's podcast. We'll have those links as well on our page, and we've been posting them on social.
And I was going to say, it's great when Joe does the interviews, because when Darryl will talk about bands, be it Rochester, Charlie the Kid, Joe gets the music, so you get to hear the bands as well. We played Indie Week, so it's fantastic the way Joe does that.
Yeah, so you actually get to hear the bands that we're talking about. And then we did Music Life magazine podcast, and thanks to Shane, really appreciate that. That's the latest one, and that's going around on our wall too, so tune into that stuff. Talk more about details of Indie Week and what it's about. And with that said, if you are tuning in and don't know what Indie Week's about, we are a indie band friendly emerging artist festival. We do a conference during the day. It's called Indie 101. And it'd be great, just tune into the Music Life magazine podcast and you can hear us talk about it.
Yeah.
So.
And as always, I have a book. This week, I have so many friends writing books. It's great. Kim Clark Champness, who you would probably remember from Much Music. Kim was great VJ and did news and stuff. It's called Skinhead Fur Traders and DJs.
Right.
Kim and I are basically the same age. This is about him coming from London, even though he wasn't born there, but grew up in London as a DJ. Was a Fulham fan, so it has some football in it for me. Moved to Canada, worked at Hudson's Bay and Nunavut before it was Nunavut, settled in Vancouver. So it's his life coming to Canada as a teenager and hopeful DJ. And it's all before Much Music. So it's a really interesting journey story, and really proud of Kim for it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he did a lot on Much Music too, so.
Yeah, and he managed Images in Vogue, who we ended up signing to Quality Records, so we have that in common as well. So
nice.
Yeah, KCC and I go back a long way.
Is that mentioned in there? Or is that
No,
before?
it's before this, yeah.
Yeah.
It's sort of the preamble to all of that. And so maybe, there's another book coming from Kim, hopefully. I'm sure there is.
About the music
Great,
days.
Yes.
This is before music, and then, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
And we have a couple new videos from some of our friends.
So basically, Eclectic Comfort has just posted a video of Scalini. I'm pretty sure we're posting that on our wall too, and in our socials. Eclectic Comfort basically gives the bands opportunity to do acoustic songs while they're in town, and they post it. There was already over 4,000 views
Wow.
in less than 24 hours. Scalini is one of the Braziliacs that we hosted at Indie Week last year. They did a lot of great stuff. Like basically, they went from Rock in Rio opening for like Aerosmith, and I think it was Aerosmith, Def Leppard, and Fall Out Boy.
Wow.
And then they played the Mod Club for Indie Week. So good band to watch. And I'll let you say the other one.
Yeah, F. Scott and the Nighthawks. F. Scott Fitzgerald, sorry. Just talk about books, and I slide right into that. F. Scott and the Nighthawks have a new video called Kiss the Sun.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Good friends of ours as well.
Yeah, they were all hanging out at the Dakota last Thursday night as well. So
yeah, they were at our last ballroom show.
Yeah, it's
Maybe
one,
I'll see them
it's
tonight.
one of those bands, and there's quite a few of them who go to all of these events. They go out and they meet people and they glad hand, and they have great relationships with everyone because they're everywhere.
You gotta hustle.
Yeah.
Like I say it all the time, there's something to be said when you're the person in the room that is the only one of your, like, if you're attending any of these events and you're the only band there, you're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Because you got to be successful, you got to go where others don't go, and that's hustle.
Yeah. And we're a proud Canadian company, so I want to say happy birthday to our Canadian flag, which is 53 years old today.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, 1965, we adopted the maple leaf and the red and white for our flag, so happy birthday and good luck at the Olympics to all our Canadian artists. And
Right. Excellent. And I guess last thing, just to remind everybody that, the Indie Week early bird deadline for Canada is like next Tuesday.
yeah.
I'll
And
say it again.
And follow us on all of our socials, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook.
Right.
And hopefully we'll see you all tonight at the Ballroom Bowl.
So go to canada.indieweek.com/apply for more info on it. Again, next Tuesday's deadline, $10. Otherwise, after that, it's going up to 20, 30, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So So now's the time to apply. If you're going to apply, do it now. And if there's any comments and stuff, please, we welcome them. Hit below. And also, like you said, follow us on social. We are starting YouTube channels, so you'll be able to follow us there soon. These videos are up there.
Cool.
But we're going to have that info coming out soon.
Excellent. Thanks once again for watching. We really appreciate it, and we appreciate all the feedback as well and your support of Indie Week.
Yes, comment, like, share.
See you next week.
Bye. Finish.